It was the next day, it was July 18th, 2020, and we were just hanging out by the pool, and I went to dive into the pool. So like I dove in aggressively as usual, and then I just blacked out. Next thing you know, there was a helicopter on the front lawn. And you know, the next day I couldn't even move. Then October 2021, I met Chad, and they approached me about joining the study.
When we met Keith for the first time, he was not even able to lift his arms off of his wheelchair, and he was not able to feel anything in his arm and hands either. After Keith was enrolled into the study, we performed functional MRI, and this allowed us to view the motor and sensory areas of Keith's brain, and then allowed us to really pinpoint where we needed to implant both the motor and sensory electrodes.
After opening the skull and opening the cover of the brain, we then got out a stimulator. We had a pretty good idea where the hand areas were going to be, and we stimulated them directly.
You feel the thumb? It's in the thumb? Yeah, you think.
So I placed it right over one area, and he said, I feel my thumb. I said, what part of your thumb? He said, my thumb tip, the inside of my thumb tip. And I said, oh, we found it. At that point, we brought in the actual device, mounted it onto the skull, and then used these wires to gently lay them without damaging them, and place them precisely in those three areas that felt the fingers, as well as the two areas where we knew that his hand motor function was.
So Keith's brain is literally connected to a computer. There are signals from his motor area responsible for movement going to the computer, and signals from the computer are going back to different stimulation points in his body, brain, and spinal cord. And the goal is to restore movement and the sense of touch in a lasting way.
But I like to see an actual person, like a family member, touch you and feel them. It's different.
Since Keith has started the trial, he has gained over 100% in arm strength, and he's already starting to feel sensations in certain parts of his arm and even wrist. We have started to see some lasting new sensations in his arm that are present even when we turn off the bypass. For me personally, this is an incredible moment. For years, we have been wanting to really tackle the restoration of movement and the sense of touch and bring those together. And we've also wanted to create lasting effects. I think we're going to continue to see progress, and I think it'll be applicable to the millions of folks around the world that really need this technology.